Guys, this is the Slinger, and this is a Warframe grind video. We are playing a glass cannon Saryn right now. It's gonna get me killed, Saryn. And we were at level 400, which I highly don't advise solo. This is like a hybrid shield gate, health gate build. I'll tell you if I ever get out of this alive. It's not looking good, folks.
I shall put this one on the pile. We're going to need a bigger sector. You have but 60 seconds of life support remaining.
No shit. No, here comes my favorite ass wipe. Come on, status, leave me alone. Oh no, he's transforming. Just what I wanted. Perfect timing. Now I've got to deal with 3 of his friends. Alright, he's dead, but his shadows are not. Rolling guard, baby. All right. Ooh, baby. I might have to quit while the getting's good, guys. See, I'm doing 12k corrosive damage, though, on the dot. Sometimes more. That's those new emerald shards. That and something else too. I'll fill you in on that. right here. I'll show you. Alright, so that's called, hell, I don't even remember what it's called now. I've been playing so long. Like an hour or something. Oh, Sickening Pulse is what it's called. Please give me people to kill so I can get out of here. Alright, I'm leaving now. I am about to outplay my build. Or at least try to. Alright. First little while it was easy. But I call this the glass cannon build for a reason.
I shall put this one on the pile. We're going to need a bigger sector.
Still fun as all hell. Uh-oh, Grandpa lost his way. There's a distinct possibility I'm going the wrong way. I'm not paying attention here. Oh, yeah, totally went the wrong way. Well, come on, guys. I had to take that. Okay, so I know I cut that abruptly, but what happened is I just took way too long to get out of there and it started dragging. But sometimes you lose the message in the madness. And this build is like a moped or a very heavy woman. It feels good and it's fun to ride until your friends make fun of you for it. So, there's one to grow on. Alright. So, this has one stack shard emerald. These are the rest corrosion damage. And then this armor here, I forgot that it was on there. I'm probably going to get rid of it, or if I could put a Tau Forge on there, which I don't have any Tau Forge blues. So, yeah, there's that. The way this build works is it's a lot of interactions, so bear with me. I'm going to get into the Deriga first. The Deriga, a lot of people know it does like the shocky thing, right? This is the build. Nothing super, I mean, Shield charger kind of just helps with your shield gate. This is just a main. It's got Mystic Bond, Contagious, Manifold, Duplex, Momentous, right? Killing an Eximus enemy grants 120 bonus of random elemental damage to your companion for 30 seconds, and it reduces the recovery time by 18 seconds. That's kind of an important one because you'll kill a lot of Eximuses inside of Steel Path. This keeps your Daraga alive, right? Enhanced Vitality and Primed Regen. Super important. Vacuum. Arc Coil basically makes it do the shocky thing. So let's get into the actual gun. And I'm using the Hellstrom. I'm using what's called the Cold Core Shiv build. And basically it's cold corrosive with shivering contagion on there. Helps slow things down, right? Corrosive, you want the corrosive just like a primer. So, and the cold, it's really that simple for that. So the Hellstroms are kind of like the mainstay a lot of people use for the Daraga. It doesn't necessarily have to be the Hellstrom, right? The Torrid, this is just the Corrosive Blast build. I've used it in the last several videos. Critical damage, critical chance. Not anything different than usual on that. The Furus is a little different this time. Because this is a shield gate Furus. So in my actual Warframe build, I didn't have enough for Augur mods or Brief Respite. So what I do is I make a secondary and I have Augur mods on it. So I get, you see it's 80 energy spent on abilities is converted to shields. That's because these are working together, right? Otherwise, without one, let's see, let's go here, take one off. Then you see it becomes 40. So they work as a set. So every time I cast, even if I'm not using the Furus, it helps me out for my shield gate. This is what I call a hybrid shield gate, health gate build. Yeah, it's got a little bit of the kitchen sink in it, right? So the hate is... I don't see a lot of videos about the hate. I just organically chose the hate because it's an incarnate weapon, and Saryn with influence does really good with the incarnate weapons. So what you want to have here, obviously you have to have electricity because of melee influence. Opportunity reach, just so I can hit more people. That you could probably do without, you know what I mean? It's not a total necessity, it's just a quality of life. Radiation because of where we are. Gas, just to it carries with the melee influence, right? So not it's weird because it's white damage when this goes off, and you'll see mainly the corrosive damage because of Saryn, right? And here's the Saryn build. So this build is ever similar to the Blast Gate Auto Gate build that I made for Saryn, but there's a couple slight changes, right? Blessing and Augmented. Augmented was on there before because this is a glass cannon. Now, if you want to get still really good results and go up higher than level 400, then you would just take this off and put on Arcane Guardian. Okay, that would do really well. You could do Reaper. The one thing a lot of people don't know about Arcane Reaper and why it gets a bad rap is that that 660 armor is the top. So if you have a high armor Warframe, it's useless. It's only good for the health regen. But like Saryn's stats are such shit that it actually does help with Saryn. Okay, so a lot of people don't get, if you have a very low stat Warframe, Reaper is okay. It's pretty good. And if you're doing melee damage all the time, right? And in this, you are doing melee damage. So Reaper is a decent choice, but Guardian would probably be the best choice. Guardian or Grace with Blessing would do more. The Blessing actually did help out a lot, because without Blessing, I'm running at 465 health, and you're just getting status, even with Rolling Guard. So remember, Rolling Guard has a 7-second cooldown, so you're going to get some statuses, right? You're going to clear them and then get some more. But Rolling Guard is pretty effective in this case for the most part. It really does help out. And that's why I say it's a hybrid of a health gate and a shield gate, because there is shield gating. You can't use Brief or Spike because you're using corrosive projection, but like you saw on my pistol, you've got the auger mods, so you are pushing up your shield gate. It's just not a super effective shield gate, okay? You don't have any real good shield gate mods here, and you don't have like catalyzing shields on here because you just don't have the room, right? Now, that being said, you could do like a total shield gate. You just won't have the power strength that this has. This has 243 without Molt Augmented, so you are probably more than powerful enough with just that 243 and running like an Arcane Guardian on here. But for me, it was fun. I wanted to see how much damage I could do. One part earlier, I want to say, I know I was doing 13 and 14,000 per tick, which is, it's over 10 of the multiplier on the spores and the toxic lash. So yeah, so I think, how did that work out? Oh, and the reason for that is Sickening Pulse. I can't forget that. This is a Sickening Pulse build. So in that area, in the Necrolist type area, you don't do well with bleed, right? You can do well with viral once everything's stripped, but if you notice that, like when they're damage types, the bleed isn't viral and bleed isn't really good there. They actually do well with puncture damage, according to the wiki, right? So Sickening Pulse, what it does is, and I'll just hover over this while I read it, emit a pulse that adds stacks to status effects already affecting the enemies, except bleed, heat, and toxin. And this goes into the next thing. So mainly we're doing right here toxin, right? But if you look at all the damage that's really going on, it's all corrosive. So because of this mod here, everything's converted and you're doing toxin and corrosive. Once that corrosive's on there, the Sickening Pulse is basically giving you, well, it says 10 times status, but yeah, it's not, I don't feel like it's 10 times status, but when I hit it, I know shit dies, right? So that's what I like. Also, this is corrosive. So here and here, we're depending on corrosive in that area and here. Now, the Sickening Pulse almost takes the place of Miasma, all right, which is a viral though. And the miasma does do good, but if you notice when you hit miasma, like your stacks start depreciating. So you got to keep building stacks. And this is not a how to play Saryn video. Just trying to explain how I came about a lot of what I got going on in this build. And it is a lot. So equilibrium, I had no energy issues whatsoever the whole game. In fact, a lot of times I would see blue orbs on the ground, which is very rare for me playing in that area. Now, we're not going very high at 400. So probably at 1,000 and 2,000, you would have serious issues with energy. But for this, no. And I will be making a tankier version with without the molt augmented, and I'll make a run with that probably in a week or so, depending on how work's going. So, all right. Did I go over the hate? Influence, I think I did go over the hate. It's got to have electricity, the gas, radiation. Yep. So I do want to take you into the simulacron and just show you a little bit of the interaction and why it works out so good.
The multitude of creatures you have immortalized would cry out in thanks.
I'll show you how the blade, because it's an incarnate blade, also Zaws work really good. Unless you've been living under a rock, you probably already know this anyways. But Zaws and incarnates work really good with influence, right? So, level, ooh, what the heck? We're at 19. Let me kill these guys, clear, and get some corrupted gunners up here. Level 200, pause AI, simulate, just to show you the interaction, right? Take a charge. There you go. All right. This actually took way longer because I had to get the incarnate up. But in game, you'll just walk up to them, one swipe them if they're close together. And see, they're still getting... There you go. Also, I want to show you Sickening Pulse, but unfortunately, I'm thinking these guys are too weak to actually show you. But here's Sickening Pulse. Yeah, it just wears off, of course. So you get the idea. If they were stronger, it'd be easier to show you because I could show you the difference. But that's the interaction you're going for with this build. This is not a super endurance build at all. This is a glass cannon. That's the name of it in my loadouts, because Saryn was always known to be a glass cannon when I was coming up. Alright guys, that's my video. Hope you enjoyed it. Get out there and ride a moped.